Hi guys, so today video I'm going to share with you the 10 tips for your foyer area. So the foyer actually refers to your entrance hall of your house. So our first tip for you is to find a theme and kind of keep to it. So be it through your furnitures or the choice of your tiles or even like the decoration items over here. So the entrance area kind of set the tone of the entire house because this is where like your guests will actually enter from. So it's very important to make sure that you keep to a consistent style. If you need to find inspiration on how to renovate your foyer, you can definitely check out Home Trust. So Home Trust is Singapore's trusted community review site whereby they offer advice and feedback from authentic homeowners about hiring your interior designers. So they have this particular feature on the website called the photo inspiration. You can take a look at all the photo inspiration categorized by spaces, features, and style. So under spaces, there is one here for entryway, which is your foyer. And you can take a look at all these pretty photos. And for example, you can click right in to check out which is the interior designer that does this and read the reviews and even click to inquire. And they have these other features on their website as well, whereby you can actually key in your house type. So for example, a 4-room flat, and then your budget. And if you have any specific style in mind, then you can just click search, and then they will actually help to populate a list of interior designer that is suitable for your needs. And our second tip is to use different floor tiles to separate out your living room with your foyer area. So for the foyer area, we have these wood tiles which is being laid out in this herringbone kind of pattern. Yep, and then it kind of transit to our living room, which we use this matte grey tiles here. So the reason why we do it, so firstly is because of the aesthetic, like we like how it looks, it transit into our living room. And second is because it helps to demarcate the different zone. This is like the dirty area, so-called dirty area, whereby we can put our shoes on and we can leave our shoes here. And this is like so-called like a clean area whereby we try not to step into with our shoes. And just to share, the same wood tile is also used at this junction, whereby it's like our corridor towards the toilet and our 2-bedroom. So it kind of like link back to our foyer area, and it helps lead to a transition to our vinyl flooring inside. Our third tip is for you to opt for an open area like this at the bottom of your shoe cabinet. So I'm sure most of you guys will actually build a shoe cabinet like this near your door area. So here's an open area for you to put your slippers and sandals or some shoes that you wear very often. So here's a bonus tip from us. So as you can see, right, for this bottom area, we actually don't have like a wooden plank or like a cabinet here. It's actually right on our floor tile. So these are some of the mood board that we show our ID on how we actually wanted the shoe cabinet to look like. But he recommended us to actually remove away the bottom plank, which is a good idea because all we have to do is actually to slot in our shoes like that. You don't have to lift it up and then put it on top of the wooden plank. And coming to the next tip is to have a niche like that in your shoe cabinet. So initially we were quite not sure whether we want to go for it because it will eat into our shoe cabinet space. But actually it's very useful for us because we can put items like our masks and even hand sanitizer, which is very important nowadays and easy to access when we need to leave the house. And you can also add in decoration items like this, so which is nice because it's the first thing that your guests will see when they walk in. And we also install this light here. Yeah, so we actually don't really on this light, unless we have guests that come over and want to show them this area. And to talk about the lighting, our next tip is for you to actually get a foyer light. So this is where we actually on the light. Yep, so it will lit up the entire foyer area. So this is very important, especially when we come home late at night. So the whole house is like pitch dark. So we have to on this light, to at least lit up this area. And there's another light switch here, which will help to on the track light in the living room. So for this track light, it's actually a two-way switch. So we can actually switch it off here. But these two lights here, which is the niche light as well as the foyer light, we don't have a two-way switch. So if you want to switch them off, right, we have to come back right here to switch them off. Yeah, so this is something that we could have improved on and for you to consider as well. Next up, our tip is for you to actually install a door closing system. So the one we got here is actually from UniArm. So the system actually works like a door stopper. So when you open your door, right, it can actually help to keep it at this angle. Yeah, without holding it. So it's super useful. So in fact, it's actually the first thing that we installed when we got the house. Because imagine there's a lot of renovation things coming in and your furniture is the very big items. So it's very important to keep your door open. And of course, you can use a door stopper, which is very classic, but the door stopper, you might get lost, during renovation, or you get worn out. Yeah, so I think it's very, very useful for you to install something like this. And our next tip is to get a digital lock. So this is so useful for us. So when you hold a lot of items, a lot of groceries, or you come back from like a run, you don't want to hold any keys. So this is extremely useful. So we got ours from Yale. There are a lot of vendors and a lot of models out there. So for ours, we work with our fingerprint as well as a card and as well as pin lock as well. So usually I'll just do the fingerprint version. So it helps to open the gate and also the wooden door together. And on the inside, you just have to close it and then it will actually lock by itself. So if you are heading out or you need to open the door, you can actually use this remote control here. So this is actually like a handheld remote control. And then you just have to press it. Yep, and then the door will unlock by itself. And next up, we have this door viewer. So in fact, it's actually a free gift that comes with our digital lock, but it's so useful, so just want to share with you about it. So it's actually very new, so we haven't even removed the protective sheet. So what does this do is that every time when someone actually presses a doorbell, right, they actually take a photo. So this is how it looks like on the inside. So you can on it and they will show you what's happening outside real time, so you don't have to peek through the small little hole. And as mentioned, it actually takes photo of whoever who pressed the doorbell, so you can actually look back and they have the different timing and like the date. So you can't really see here because of like the sunlight. Yeah, so they have like the different people, so it's really for safety purposes. And next up, still at the door area, we recommend you to actually install this door bottom sill. Yes, which is this one right here. So we got this from a neighborhood hardware store downstairs. So this is the one that we have gotten. So it's $5.90 for one sheet. So we actually have to cut it and then have to kind of like paste it over. It actually comes with like the sticker. So you just have to paste it at your door area. The bottom part is actually soft. Yeah, so you can actually open the door and close it without any difficulty. What it does is that it helps to close up the gap in between the door and the floor tiles. So it will prevent like insect, bugs, or even dust or smoke from coming in. But I wouldn't say that it's like 100% proof. So you got to try it out yourself. And coming to the last tip is for you guys to actually have like a tabletop area. So it can be like your bar counter or like even a sideboard, for near the entrance area. For us, we built this L-shaped tabletop here, right at our foyer area. So this is actually made out of quartz. So initially we wanted to use this area as a bar counter with like the high chairs here. But in the end, we decided to make do without the chairs. So we use this area, to do some work, maybe after lunch, and also to have some drinks and whatnot. But at the same time, because it's so near our entrance area, so it's very convenient for us to just come home with all our grocery and just put here. Or like to put like the puzzles of those delivery here. So I think it's very useful for us in the end. So we kind of use this as like a very versatile tabletop. So our last tip for you guys is to have something like that, near the entrance area, whereby you can put your grocery down, you can put your puzzle, etc.